The Simone Feiler Podcast, giving authors a platform. Welcome to the podcast.
Just finished recording the fabulous Good Life, God Life with Juan and Nathan Schultz. Juan is the author of the amazing work, and she decided to have her hubby Nathan narrate it last minute, I even believe. How did you find the experience recording, Nathan?
Yeah, it was quite tiring actually. It was, took a lot more out of it than what I thought.
Have you ever done anything like
that?
Never.
Never.
Wow. That was pretty amazing. It was like you were born to do that just about.
Yeah, there you go.
So, Juan, how did the concept of your book actually come together?
I wouldn't say I have a concept, but I searching to overcome what I struggle with. So each day, each week, each month, it just leads me to the answer, or the words just show up, and I just learn from what happened in my life, or the circumstance that I come across, people, or the word, it just land in my head in the morning most of the time.
Right.
And I just write all my idea down. Through my journey, it's just repeating, meditate, self-talk, self-reflection.
How did you find out about all this to begin with? Was it, did you see it something on YouTube, or how did it all...
Because I want to overcome what I...
You should start with how it actually happened, which was to do with me and Juan.
Okay.
So we had that's obviously where it all started. That's how everything started.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for going through what we went through, then this book would never have come about, I don't believe.
All right. Are you prepared to tell us what that story is?
We had some major issues within our marriage. To cut a long story short, I think after being married for so long, started taking one for granted, and that led to one falling for another guy.
Right.
So almost lost her, but yeah, we've stuck it out for the last 3 years, and we've just recently been fully committed back together as of August last year. So yeah, before that it's been hell, to be honest. But yeah, out of all of that, obviously this book has been incredible.
Anyway, but
to me it was.
Yeah.
I appreciate that you actually have, been honest and sort of told us where it's come from. So did you decide, how did that conversation come about where you decided I want to give it another go? And how did you then find that within you that you...
It not just happened that way. It's not like a conversation. It just everything just happened like naturally. Like it just small steps, small action, small emotion. It's like it's just life. It's just I gain the feeling, how I see feel connection. It just come through time. Like I can't just say he do one thing, he speak one thing. Yeah. So over time of how he turns things around, he start pay attention to his feeling, and like how we treat each other, how we communicate, and what we truly want. I come through small action, through period of time that we feel genuine, and this is what we really want within ourselves, and it's come out that way. So we feel that everything it's like a life. It takes time, day by day, breathe in, breathe out. So
it took a lot of work.
Yeah.
And obviously if I didn't want, most guys would have run a long time ago after already knowing messed up. But I thought, nah, I got to change. And then once I made a decision to change, then we fell back together, and everything's been great.
Do you think it's made your marriage stronger?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely.
You seem very close and very in love.
I think when you understand what life about, like in the book, it will be nothing that not good. You will hear, like as I mentioned in the book, like you understand another people's intention. Like now, before, if he speaks something that like how I understand him will be different. Yeah, it's like I get his intention, not his word. Because sometimes people sing might be sound not nice, but they want something that more sweet, understand, like they want something that want to be loved, but they just, the way it come out is like maybe in the place that they're painful. Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing, because that pretty much sums up how I interpreted your book, that you have to go through those dark times, and maybe you were conveying something that one didn't really understand how you felt, and it was more from your pain.
And another sample, like before, what happened to our marriage is what happened at work as well. But I think everything that happened even from work or our marriage is created by me. Like what I searching, like what I want to achieve for life, because I always have goal. I always and see, understand, or believe what life should be. So my goal is always feel like want to be free. So I think everything that happened is caused by me with unaware. So I've been through, been treated unfair, like, how I said, with the workplace maybe, and I feel I've been treated unfair against my belief, like less than what I value, or how we should treat each other. So I was so stressed, but I don't want to run away, because on the back of my mind, if I run away from this, I will jump into another bigger issue. It always works like that with me. So I'm committed to overcome, focus on building my life, my dream, and so I just kind of start from there.
Right.
Yeah, so when I overcome that, how I look at everyone is try to love them more, understand them, and when you look at them that way, you start to see people react to you the same way you look at them, which now I understand it's just reflection from within that we don't aware of. We just go on the outside, how people do, and just identify them as that, but everything is start from us. Yeah, we already identify them as that's what they like. When they treat us like that way, we just say, that's everything like, it just makes sense for however our mind.
That's like the Wayne Dyer quote that you've got in your book, the way that you look at people, that's the way, basically they are, isn't it? So if you change the way you look at them, then that's the way they're becoming. Yeah. And I guess everybody's like that, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I never understand that fully, but now I just think, it's because of energy and how we feel, just connect to each other without have to try anything. They just awaken within other.
Yeah.
Yeah, how we feel.
Do you feel like the whole world at the moment is on an awakening path?
I believe there's many messages like this out there. Many people know about it now.
I think there are a lot more people searching for something.
Yeah.
Definitely. I think that's why, obviously religions will always be around, because people that are always searching for something, they easily get swept up into some religion that promises, because they want answers.
Yeah.
So
and I think the more that people searching and try to be loved and to be good to each other, or I think they all try searching to know this knowledge and to be fulfilled. But the more people try to move their mind or move their focus this way, it will help change.
You wouldn't say the majority of people, but you can definitely, you look on Facebook and Instagram, and a lot of high profile people are starting to really believe in this kind of thing, and then obviously that's how people get, because they're like, oh well, if that person's, there must be something in it.
Did you think about writing the book prior to you guys breaking up?
No. This has all come about since the conflict, because she was still in love with the other guy. So at first she wanted both of us, and I said no. I said, if you're going to do that, I said, where's this going to end? I said,
that's a polyamorous relationship.
Well, that's right. And I said, that's not. It might be a little bit of fun at the start, but there's no good ending to it. And that was but in the end, he stayed away, because he didn't want to be the one to be in the middle or be at fault for us splitting up. Because I kind of did blame, even though he's not the real I'm the reason it all started. Yeah. But I felt because he's in the picture, you're screwing up my chances of making this relationship work. I take full responsibility because it,
because it's like the way he treats, he just go too much on the outside, just kind of got the conflict in belief on how he grew up and how I grow up, background, all that stuff. So the value, what his value and what's my value is different on something, but most of all, we're very similar.
Yeah.
Well, it's
but obviously it's that's all history now, which is and what you said before, our relationship's stronger than I believe even when we first met, and we got married very quickly.
Las Vegas by Elvis.
No, just I when I moved to Thailand, like we pretty much, her parents very strict and wanted serious commitment, not just going to go and allow her to live. So I made a commitment. Basically, we got engaged, and then from then on we went and lived together for 8 months. 8 months, and then all the family, we planned the wedding the following year.
Wow.
And then we've been together. So we've been together for 15 years.
Yeah, right.
So all in all, it's worked out for something that's happened. I wouldn't dream about that with no offense, but an Aussie girl.
Yeah.
Because I'd been with them before one for 6 years, and I never talked anything about marriage. Met one, and I just fell in love with her straight away.
Aww.
And I think just over time, like, just started taking her for granted. And I was very much, before I became diabetic, even though I still love working out now, I used to be a lot more serious, and I think I projected that onto one. Yeah. And one was feeling that she was, we used to go to the gym five days a week, and I thought she used to like it, but it turned out she was that's what she had to do because
how much he speak about you. Because how much he speak about it is almost feel like
have to be
top priority.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sort of since becoming diabetic, I'm a big believer that because I see so many marriages where people meet and then they let themselves go, and I just think it's very important to look after yourself because I try and keep myself looking as I go. I'm not that young. But keeping in my best shape, because if I want her to be, then I have to do the same thing.
Yeah. So that's what you thought.
But it's also
what
about
now?
No, I still believe that.
But how you look at me, because
look at you are different. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't look at you like, oh, you've got to have this much muscle. You've got to have. Even though it's nice to look at, right? It's like
when and everything.
Well,
you're good. You're both gorgeous.
It's just like
looking people. Obviously, you work out. You said that you both ride skateboards. So
electric skateboards.
Yeah, right. Okay. So you go to the
not kicking. Yeah, okay. That's right.
It's similar to
but it's like I don't know. I just feel I don't think enough people put that into a relationship. They don't really put that thought. It's like, oh, I've got you now. I don't need to worry about it anymore. And I've seen that happen so many times.
Yeah, that's not good.
And for me, I just think you don't. Yeah, you have me now. That's how we met. Why go and let yourself go and change? I think that's not fair to the other.
When I talk about Nathan, I think he's full of life. That's how I describe Nathan. And he also kind, passionate. That's why he do good with his career, because he get everything done. Spot communication, make sure people know everything's spot on.
Yeah.
Because that's how he believe in himself, and that's how he live life. So when he do work that way, people are very happy because they know everything. They feel they know where they are, if they get a chance or not. And most of them, you help them get done, help people with finance.
Yeah. And obviously let them know where they stand, and they appreciate that.
Definitely.
And so with the writing of the book, obviously you've been supportive in the writing. You obviously came up with the concept, but you were saying that Nathan also helped you edit your book.
Yes.
So how was that process? Was there any arguments during that?
That was hard for me to read because I knew that the book is a bit, as you would see from some of the sentences, it's about the other guy. So it was hard for me. Yeah.
I didn't even notice that.
Yeah.
Because for me, love is love, you know. And I feel very proud of that, of the quality. For me, to love someone, the absolute is quality of life. Quality of the person is very important for me. If you have that fire, love within you, you can achieve many things, pretty much all things, you know, because everything is driven by love. Even to live life, like feel alive and feel beautiful, you need love. So if you have that fully, everything else is easy. It's no enemy. It's no painful. I believe, like in the past, I feel like broken when I feel I about to lose him because I don't know how it's going to break our own marriage and to get married again. It just can't see that something big for me. I
think it was probably bigger for her parents than probably her because her parents were devastated. They thought we were going to be, and they saw me as their son, and they're like, "You're not bringing another guy." It's just like, good luck. So, but
that must have been hard for you.
Yes, so...
Because you were kind of living then, you know, or maybe your parents expected you to live their life that they'd chosen for you rather than you actually being able to live yours.
Yeah. So I overcome that. I train my mind, myself, and I just choose to love more, choose to love absolute. That's why I feel I will let myself, my feeling free to love both, but unconditional, you know. They can be who they want to be, and wherever they are, the state their mind is state like, I accept that, you know, and I only love, you know, I only support, only want to see them well. So that's how I.
That's a very free soul to think like that.
So I train my mind to be in the nature of life, and I get to understand from experience, from practicing to understand that's what our nature being. It's just infinite love and everything easier and calm and happy when you actually fully love. It's no pain, it's no conflict, it's no argument. Yeah.
And so now that you've both been on the journey with writing your book, do you still kind of feel this, like it seems to be a very different concept, I guess, now that I know this, which I didn't know.
But the information of the book is actually the true, you know, the true about life, what I discovered. And I think the word that I put and have date on is that it's learning journey. It's like keep track of like being example of what I have in my mind and the outcome, what I get out of it.
Good life, God life. When we first had a chat about it with Zoom a couple of months ago, you said, you know, it's a bit like The Secret, Law of Attraction, but it kind of explains how you actually can manifest things. And I was thinking, cool, that sounds really good. But I definitely, after the last 2 days recording with you both, I can definitely see that you actually have an avenue to really tell people how you become God. Or how you are God, not how you become God. And when you meditate that the whole universe is in you, you are the universe. And congratulations for relaying that, because there were points in there where I was thinking, that's exactly what you have to do.
Yeah.
And to be able to get hold of that and then actually, you know, say goodbye to you guys and go into meditate and do that myself, I think I've got a clearer picture of what I'm looking for when I go in there. So thank you. I think a lot of people are going to benefit. So wherever the story came from, Nathan or the other guy or whatever, however it came, I think for everybody it's been worth that whole chaos.
That's right.
To create what you've done here, because it's amazing. Now, obviously, your first language obviously isn't English. So when you were writing, did you make a conscious decision on going to write it in English? You didn't write it in your native Thai?
Because since I met Nathan, I always speak English. I want to be good at English, so I don't teach him Thai. And since I've been living in Australia, I always listen to like English, everything in English, read in English. So
I think
my mind think in English.
From listening to Wayne Dyer, and she started reading. No, not necessarily reading it, just
But
listening
most
on YouTube, like all his videos, and he uses a lot of words, and then that's when
Neville
him as
Neville
well.
Goddard.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love him.
So she's got all those words, and then
I repeat it like I lost count. It can say 25 plus 50 plus.
when she was writing the book, or in like when we're working out, she can listen. She'll put it on, and she can listen to someone like Wayne Dyer while working out. I'm like, that's bizarre.
For me, that is my motivation.
How you get the motivation to keep moving while listening to someone that's something I'll listen to when I'm lying down. You don't go into a gym and hear an audio.
Yeah.
Or maybe you will in the future.
Well, maybe I'll be hearing once.
Yeah.
Highly recommend it. Personally, it's a great story. But it's affirmations personified basically from the beginning to the end. So I really enjoyed it. I think a lot of people do listen. I find that stuff very motivational, like Wayne Dyer and Neville Goddard. And there's a guy called Brian Scott who he reads books of theirs and other people. And that's what I listen to when I'm in the gym or if I'm watering my plants.
I guess I guess everyone's different, eh?
Yeah, but back in the day I used to listen to music, and then I had a bit of a spiritual awakening. I guess I had a marriage breakdown as well, and that's when it all came to, my realisation about all of that sort of stuff. And I think people are becoming more and more aware of it. Yep. And the more people like yourself, one that write these sort of books and get it out there, that's helping more people actually realise that I am God.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what's the next step? So you've got your printed copy out there, and you say a lot of people are very interested in that, and your ebook. Yep. And obviously people are going to want to listen to it while they're busy in the gym or maybe just commuting.
It will give people more options, because some people might not have time to read. So
some people just like to listen, I guess, rather than but some people like to read.
Make it more available. For all people.
Another option for people, isn't it? To
Where can people find it? So have you got a website or
Amazon?
On Amazon is the main website to find. Kindle Select. So it's only every 3 months, if I enroll in Kindle, then I'm not allowed to have on any other company.
Right.
So at the moment I try Kindle, and it's been very good feedback. Yeah.
Oh, good. That's awesome.
Yeah, got many people read every day and got ebook sale from that also.
Wonderful. That's wonderful. And what about you personally? If people want to find out a bit more information about you, are you on Instagram or Facebook for people to follow?
And LinkedIn?
On LinkedIn
as well. All of them, yeah.
But mainly for inspiring posts, I will more active on LinkedIn.
All right.
Yeah.
So if you want to find out more,
okay.
And I'll also post links to your contacts on the bottom of the podcast. Your real work here, this is one of the things you had in your review. Your real work here is to know your desire and to act inwardly by living in this.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, that's one of the things that I found profound, is that's pretty much all we're here to do, is find out what we want to do. Each one of us. We don't have to go to work and do, whatever. We hate this job and I don't want to be living in this house and I don't want to be doing this. You have to find out what you want to be doing and do that.
Yeah.
I think when people say that this is something I don't want to be doing and they hate, they'll be in that forever.
Yeah.
Because they're putting all that, even though they're saying they don't like it, they're putting their focus on that.
Their energy.
I think wherever we at, first starting point is to just go inward and know what we want, write them down, and then work on that inward. And that's how your starting point to start change and move away from what current situation that you don't want.
That's great advice.
Yeah.
And my advice further on to Juan's comment there is have a listen to her audiobook. It's fabulous. And again, I appreciate you guys doing your audiobook with me.
Yeah. Thanks, Simone.
We're so thankful that how we met her as well, met you as well.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, it's
That's
been
great.
lovely and feel welcoming and feel like home.
Oh, thank
Yeah.
you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining the Simone Feiler Podcast.
What's your story?
Contact Simone for a chat at brisbaneaudiobookproduction.com.